Welcome. How y'all doing? It's hump day. Hump day is now officially 5 minutes away from being over, actually. But at 11:59 today, it's going to turn into 12 o'clock today, because tomorrow never comes. Today is Wednesday, August 12th, 2026, 11:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We officially made today better than yesterday. We did. But we about to make it even better. That's right, y'all. Tonight, my goal is to make sure that y'all leave here fully understanding, understanding, and overstanding order types and position management. Okay? That's what I'm teaching to beginners. So if you're new here, go ahead and pull up a chair and listen. I'm gonna let a few more people come inside the live stream. I'm gonna share the live out myself. Give me a second. Let me test. Mic check. Let me test. Mic check. Beautiful. All right. Let me share it. Add to story. What's up though? Where y'all listening in from? Life with Kai. How you doing? Okay, I shared the live out to a few people. All right, I'm glad to have y'all with me on this Wednesday night. Like I said, we about to go over order types, and then I'm gonna teach y'all a lot about position management. I feel like a lot of beginners need to hear. So that's the two topics that we're going over tonight. I want to let a few more people get in before we get started. If y'all watching this on YouTube, subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. Leave a comment if you got any questions. Smash that like button. I highly appreciate it. And if you're watching on TikTok, y'all know what to do. Tapping is clapping, right? I need y'all tapping the screen, push me out to the For You page. It'll help me out. Let me see, get my camera over here. I'm facing this way and the camera over here. All right. Let's see how we got. Let's see what we got. I got some notes for y'all. Everybody not in here yet. Actually, I want the camera over here. Let's see how that look. Yeah, I want the camera over here. All right, cool. Yeah, I want to let a few more of my people come in, though, before we get started, though. For those that don't know me, I'm Coach Price. All right, this is Ironworth Trading. This is not your typical TikTok. All right, this ain't your typical TikTok page. You ain't going to come across here and get slighted in any form or fashion, okay? I'm not here to bullshit you at all. We're here to teach and learn, you can earn, right? So welcome in, y'all. And actually, tonight I'm going to do things different. We are not talking about which stock to buy. I normally tell y'all what I'm looking at, or what I see happening. But we're going to talk about something a lot more important than that, y'all. I need y'all to come on in. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention. But more importantly, I'm going to show y'all the truth. Again, this is more important than which stock to buy. What I'm about to teach you is more important than which stock to buy. Now, y'all, listen to me real quick. You can pick the right stock and be completely correct about the direction that it's going to move in and still lose money. Not because you was wrong about which direction it was going in. Your analysis was right. But it was because you clicked the wrong button to get in. Or maybe you clicked the wrong button to get out. Tonight, we're going to solve that problem. Let me shut my door. I don't want my dog to get in. All right. Anybody got any questions before I get started? I need y'all to do me a solid. Hey, Deep Voice, what's up? Y'all do me a solid. Share the live out. Tap the screen. Tap the screen, y'all. That helps me out a lot while I'm going live. Matter of fact, I can do it myself, but I don't want to sit here and tap the screen while I'm focusing on teaching. But hear me out, y'all. Look. I want y'all to hear this analogy I'm about to give you. All right, because picking a stock is the same as using a GPS system. When you going through on the stock market, it's just like using a GPS system. What's happening, G? All right, so look, when you pull up your GPS, you got to pick a destination on the map. Order types are the vehicle that you are using to get there. You can have the right destination and still crash the car. Tonight, I'm going to teach y'all how to actually drive, not just where to go. Okay? Come on in. I'm going to let a few more people than 4 people come in, because I know as soon as I get started, they're going to be like, what we talking about, what I miss. You know, I'm actually usually going live at 11 o'clock p.m. Simply Red 71, what's up? So listen, y'all, this is a beginner class. A lot of y'all already know my order types. If you do, if you feel like you already an expert at order types, this class may not be for you, but it's okay. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to explain everything in the simplest terms. I'm going to make it as simple as possible. I'm not going to assume that you know anything. I don't care what you already know, so don't get mad at me because you already know something I'm about to teach hundreds of people that don't know. Just know that that's who I'm aiming this class at. I'm talking to the beginners who just started trading or want to start trading, who just started investing or they want to start investing. Maybe they've been investing, but they've been doing it the wrong way. That's who I'm here to serve tonight. All right. So again, if I say some shit that sound complicated, or if I say a term that sound fancy, excuse my French, I am going to break it down the second that I say it. Your duty is to actually comprehend what I'm saying, okay? You really need to understand the mechanism. You need to understand and understand what I'm saying, not just memorize the words. I don't want y'all leaving this live stream just knowing what the words mean. If you have a question, feel free to ask that question. I'm going to answer it. And guess what, y'all? If I don't answer it, somebody in the chat will. Okay? And the lie going to stick like a thumb. It don't care who tell it, but it's going to stick out like a thumb. Once you see 20 people in the chat agreeing on the same topic, then you know, hey, this guy must be telling the truth, right? And then also, anything I say, please feel free to go and look it up for yourself. Don't take my word for nothing. Don't take my word for nothing. All right? If y'all can understand and understand the mechanism, right? If you understand it, the mechanism means when the market gets chaotic. And it will get chaotic. Thank you, Miss Crystal. I appreciate that. It will get chaotic, y'all. But I want you to know exactly why your order did what it did, and you will never panic or you will never guess in the stock market again. You won't guess in the futures market. All right? Now, first, we are going to cover the order types. Everybody say order types. Let that word sink in your brain because you need to know order types. There is no stop loss without an order type. There is no take profit without an order type. There is no getting in and out of a trade without understanding and understanding the order types. Thank you for joining the live, Polar Monkey. What's happening? All right. We got a market order, limit order, stop order, stop limit, trailing stop. For both stock options and futures, that's what I'm going to cover tonight. I'm going to tell y'all exactly when each one is the right tool and when it's the wrong one. All right, you're going to understand when it's the right tool to use and when it's the wrong one. Second, we're going to talk about position management. And that's everything that happens after you're already in the trade. How much to put in, when to add, when to trim, when to get out. Then we're going to open it up for questions. I'll go deeper on the psychology behind why beginners misuse these tools. And I'm going to close with one action step that you're doing this week. Y'all, I'm going to give you some homework. All right, y'all ready? Drop an M in the chat if y'all ready. We're going to get into it. We're my millionaires and billionaires. Just, engage with me. Let me know y'all locked in before we get started. Okay, cool. So the first one we're going to go over, M, is for market order. We're going to talk about market orders. Can anybody in the chat tell me What you know about market orders? Why do you like market orders? Why don't you like market orders? Y'all, let me know what you know about a market order. If you don't know nothing about it, tell me. We got to engage with each other. I need y'all to talk to me. I'm not just talking to this display, to this monitor. Hey, how you doing, Monique? I knew it. I thought that was you. We're going to talk about market orders, y'all. This is the first order type. This is the one that beginners think that they supposed to use every single time. Beginners default to this one without thinking. Lavish Lee says market order is entering immediately. Market order says one thing to your broker, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Crystal says price of the stock is at the time the order is placed. That's two things they both said was right. One of them is you getting in and out the trade immediately. The second thing is you're going to get in at the price of whatever it is at the time that that order is placed. The best price that you can get, right? And it's usually the most expensive one because it's whatever it is at that moment. Right, most expensive, exactly. So y'all keep this in mind that right now we're talking about the order type. And it's telling your broker one thing, which is get me in the trade or get me out of the trade right now. Right now. I don't want to wait. I don't have time. I don't care how much the price is. If you care how much the price is, I think you shouldn't be using a market order. What do y'all think? If you're really specific about the price of when you want to get in and when you want to get out, is a market order the type of order that you should be using? Not if you want to get in at a specific price. Hey, Betty, I'm going to explain it to you. No negotiating, no waiting, immediate execution. You don't have time to get in at the price. Monique, you actually want to use a limit order for that, but we're going to get into that's the next topic. Right now, we're talking about market order, and you don't want to use that when you really, really care about what price you want to get in at. All right, so imagine you going to the gas station, Monique. You go in the gas station, and the price on the sign say $4 a gallon. Okay, a market order is you saying, fill me up. I don't care how much it costs. Fill it up right now. I don't care. Most of the time, that's cool because gas prices don't swing fast in 10 seconds, right? It take you time. You got to pull up to the pump. It don't take the time for you to pull up to the pump for the price to change. So it don't really matter most of the time for gas, right? But imagine if that gas station is in a country where the price on the sign can change every second like the stock market, right? Imagine if the numbers just changing at the pump. Okay? Y'all with me? That's when a fast moving stock or futures contract, that's what it can look like. If you say fill it up, I don't care what it costs, and the price jump while your order is filling, you might pay a lot more than you expected. The gap between the price that you saw and the price that you actually got filled at is called slippage. Everybody say slippage. Do y'all know what slippage is? Y'all do now? Slippage. The gap between the price that you saw when you said, let me get some, all right, and the price that you actually got filled at is called slippage. Rug said broker theft. That's funny. I've never heard of it referred to as that, but that's hilarious. Yeah, it's gonna feel like you getting robbed, but ain't nobody tell your ass to use a market order. You chose that. Okay? But yeah, broker theft. Now, it's slippage. You got me calling it broker theft. When do you use a market order, y'all? Thank you for the follow. When do you use a market order? When speed matters more than the price. If you need to be out of a position right now because something has gone wrong A market order is going to get you out immediately. That's right, Ruglin. Need to exit real fast. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. When do you use a market order? You use a market order when speed matters more than price, if you need to be out of a position right now because something has gone wrong. A market order gets you out immediately, no negotiating, no risk of the order sitting unfilled while the price runs away from you. How many of y'all got in a trade and the order didn't get filled and you thought you was in that trade and the market took off on your ass? You sitting there confused like, I thought I got in. I thought I got in. Or you thought you got out. Mr. and Mrs. I don't use a stop loss because I don't understand order types. Okay? Thought you trying to get out of trade, you didn't use the wrong order type, so you still in the trade. Or you tried to set a stop loss and you got out the trade fast. You didn't even mean to get out. Okay? You wanted to set it. You have to learn order types, y'all. That's the root of it all. That's what we're here to solve tonight. All right, put an M in the chat if you understand that or if you with that. If y'all pick up what I'm putting down, let me know. And if you're new here, hit the follow button, y'all, so you don't miss another live stream. All right, but I want y'all to remember that. Slippage, it means the market moved on you between you pressing the click and the fill button. I want y'all to remember when to use a market order. But keep in mind that you are guaranteed to get filled with the market order, but you are not guaranteed what price you get filled at. I'm going to say it again. With the market order, you guaranteed to get filled. Your order going to get filled. You going to get in a trade. But you are not guaranteed to get in the trade at the price that you thinking that you're going to get filled at. So for the beginners in the chat specifically, I want y'all to be careful with market orders, right? On anything thin. When I say thin, I'm talking about low volume. Look over here at this chart. Y'all see these bars at the bottom? These are volume bars. That's lighting up. Those are volume bars. Start paying attention to the volume, right? Because if it got low volume, low interest, a wide bid ask spread, especially for options, a market order on a contract that doesn't trade much can get you a bad feel. You might a really, really bad feel. Okay, meaning you're gonna pay a price you really shouldn't be paying for that, because nobody on the other side of it offering a fair price. So y'all gotta know what you holding before y'all hit that button. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? If not, please ask me the questions right now. Any questions on market orders before I continue to limit orders? Y'all got any questions on market orders before I continue to the limit orders? Say no. If you don't have no questions, say no. It's okay to type no in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2 letters. Okay, so I can continue. I like to know, And if y'all want to go deeper on this, if you still feel like I need to slow down, inbox me. You need the mentorship. I need to help you on a 1v1 level. All right, but now we're gonna go to the second. We're gonna go to the second order type. What's the most important thing about market orders? Betty Hicks, the most important thing about market orders is knowing that you're going to get your order filled right then and there, immediately, no matter what the price is. Heavy on the no matter what the price is. It could be a price you don't even like, but you're telling the market, I don't give a fuck. I want to buy. I want to sell. Do you get me? You get it, Betty? You see what I'm saying? You got to say yes, Betty. Sup, Unc? You speaking facts. For sure, nephew. What's happening? You got to let me know, Betty. I'm hanging on you. The whole show hanging on you. I need to know. Hold. What you mean? I'm typing. Okay. I got you. No problem. Nobody's left behind here at Ironworth Trade. It's been a while, bro. Yeah, man, that's your. That sounds like a personal problem, man. I've been here. Pull up on me sometimes, period. nephew. You want to call me uncle and shit, man. Man, y'all, he been coming in here calling me uncle for about a year. I have a problem with it, but I ain't got nothing but love for you, nephew. But I ain't your uncle, man. I ain't your uncle. Remember, it's me, Chase Bands. Oh, Chase, okay. I've been tapped in, for sure. For sure, for sure. All right, so while we waiting on Betty's, all right, here we go. So if I get in at 2,000 and the price changed to 2001, is that the price I pay? Yes, Betty, you got it. You got it, Betty. Yeah. Yeah, Betty. Chase said, I learned a lot from your old lives. Betty, if you get in at 2000 and the price changed to 2030, that's the price you pay. If you got $2,000 profit and you use a market order to get out and the price go down to where I don't know, now you only got $1,900 in profit, it's going to get you out right there. Okay? You can set listen, that's why we talking about limit. I'm getting ahead of myself. But I just want you to understand, whether you're getting in a trade or whether you're getting out of trade, you're saying, I don't care how much it costs, how much it is, just get me in or get me out. Thank you, Monique, for joining my fan club for 100 straight days. I appreciate you. Shout out to Monique, Nebu the Goddess. Y'all give a follow. Give Monique a follow. She a part of the fan club, the Ironworth Trading Fan Club. So listen, y'all, the second order type is the limit order. This is the opposite mindset from the market order. A limit order says, I will only buy at this price or better. Thanks. Hold your head held high, face at, because I'm for real. I'm only buying at this price or better. I will only sell at this price or better. Do not feel me outside of that price no matter what. You are setting the terms on a limit order. The market has to come to you. Let me ask y'all a question. Would you rather receive your money or retrieve your money? Let me know, y'all. Say it in the chat. Would you rather receive your money or retrieve your money? Would you rather chase paper? Would you rather chase money or attract it? See, the thing that retrieving money and receiving money got in common is either way it go, you're going to get it, right? You're going to get money whether you got to retrieve it or receive it. But one of them requires more effort than the other one. That's right, Betty. That's right. You want to receive the money. You want to attract the money. You receive a package. You might have to go outside to retrieve it, but the receiver required nothing on your behalf. You can do both, Betty. But in the terms of limit order, the market has to come to you. You get to set the terms. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You basically telling them this is where I want to get in. We can use the gas station analogy again. A limit order is you saying I'm only going to pump gas if it's at $3 or under $3.50. Matter of fact, if it's at or under $3.50. That's how I got. That sound more right. If it's at $3.50 or under, then I pump. That's a limit order. If the price higher than that, do not fill my tank at all. Wait until it drop. That's what you telling the broker, aka the person at the pump or whatever the case may be. And what I'm saying is you basically trade in certainty of getting filled for a certainty of your price. So instead of me saying, oh, I know I want to get filled, I ain't really caring about that. I don't care if I don't get filled. I care more about the price of what I'm getting filled. Is this day trading? Mr. Piff, this applies for day trading. This applies for swing trading. This applies for stock options, and it applies for futures. MKT Legacy, after tonight, you will be able to. You will be able to, and you should. You shouldn't be trading without using stop orders, aka a stop loss. All right? You're welcome, Mr. Piff. So, that is the core trade-off with every limit order that y'all taking. You protect the price, but you risk the order never filling at sometimes you place a limit order and it don't even get filled. You know why? because the price is moving. And you sitting here saying, hey, I'm only going to pump the gas if it's at $3.50 or under. Okay. You think we give a fuck? It's going to stay at $3.60 for the whole day. So guess what happens at the end of the day? You never got to get no gas. Your order stays there. It never got filled. Your order never got filled, aka your pump never got filled. Now, there's two different ways you could put in this order. You could say, I only want to pump the gas if it's at $3.50 or under, right? I'm going to place this order, and if it don't get filled today, I want this order to stay here until it get filled, right? That's called a GTC. Everybody say GTC. That's good till canceled. Trillionaire Dan said, can I set a limit order for buying and selling at the same time to scalp off the 9:30 a.m. bell? See, to Trillionaire Dan, you going too far ahead of yourself. You might not be. You might be trolling. But I'm not wanting to confuse nobody. But listen, I'll explain. I'll answer your question. Trillionaire Dan wants to know, can he set a limit order for buying and selling at the same time to scalp off the 9:30 a.m. bell? My answer is yes. The problem, Trillionaire Dan, is you're not guaranteed for either one of those orders to get filled because they're limit orders. That's my whole point. That's what I want to stick in their brain, Dan. I don't necessarily want to try to teach no complicated strategies right now. Legacy says good till cancel has the biggest moves, but limit orders only. So good till canceled means my order gonna sit here till it get filled. I got like, what is it, y'all? What's the limit on the good till canceled? Is it about 60, 90 days? Don't quote me. It's 2 to 3 months. That order will sit there for days, for weeks, months before it gets filled. After that, you can cancel it, then it'll cancel on its own, then you can replace that order if it don't get filled. This is good for, let's use Nike for example. Right? Nike is over $40 a share right now. So when Nike dropped down, right, to $40, there's people that had limit orders for Nike to buy Nike when it dropped down to $40. And they didn't care. They might have placed that order months ago, but it's a limit order. So when Nike dropped down, they was able to grab it because of the limit order. Pre-market and post-market says MTK Legacy. Y'all got any questions about the limit order before I move on? Thank you, Cancer Love, for the heart, me, and for the roses. Y'all appreciate y'all for the roses. Deep Voice 95. Yeah, thank y'all for the gift so much. No questions. No questions. Okay. No questions. Cool. So y'all just remember, for the limit order, this is the order type that I really want most of y'all using most of the time. This is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. No, I can't tell you what to do. All right. I don't know your situation. I'm not telling you what to do, but it'll be in your best interest to use limit orders, especially if you are a beginner. Why? Because it removes the emotion from the entry. You get to decide your price ahead of time based on what you think is going to happen, and you let the order sit there and do the work. You don't got to sit there and watch the screen. Some of y'all got day jobs. Some of y'all got kids, and you really don't got time to be sitting in front of no screen, looking at the screen. Limit order is going to be your best friend. You don't got to chase a candle upward because you're afraid of missing out. The limit order enforces discipline. I want to say discipline mentality mechanically. That's what it does. Even on the days when you don't feel good, when you stubbed your toe or you feel like fighting somebody or whatever the case may be. Trillionaire Dan says, damn, you so right. But yeah, I'm serious though. Don't take my word for it, y'all. Practice this. Day trade it, whatever the case may be. All right. So on options, this shit applies for futures too. But whenever you trade in stock options specifically, limit orders matter even more than on the stock. Because option prices have wider spreads and can be more chaotic. They can be more erratic. Dan says, I've been fucking up with market orders. Yes, you have, my friend. But tonight we putting an end to that. That's the guaranteed end result that I'm offering to y'all tonight. is that you're going to walk away from this live stream knowing more about order types than you did before you came here, okay? All right, drop an M in the chat. Hit the follow button if y'all new. I'm here to change some lives for the best. Thank you for the follow, Veronica. I appreciate that. Treating her Dan, I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, a market order on an option can genuinely cost you real money in a bad field. If you get in the habit, limit order first. Market orders are only when speed is truly the priority over the price. Market orders is for really like you can got in a trade and this shit then went up a lot in your favor and you don't have time and you really want to just get out the trade right now. That's okay to use a market order. It's also better to use a limit order for your price targets. I'm gonna already have that limit there. That means when the price go there, boom, it'll automatically get me out the trade. I walk away with the money that was on the table. I don't lose none of the money that was on the table. I don't want to leave the money there that the market just gave me. You put $100 in there, it turned into $500. You sitting there watching it. If you sitting there watching it, waiting on it to turn to 1,000, you're greedy. You're greedy. All right. Next, that leads me to the next topic. The stop order. Let's talk about the stop order. Everybody know this to be the stop loss. Y'all put a W in the chat if you ever used the stop loss before. Put a W in the chat if you ever used the stop loss before. If you want me to explain it, tap the screen. I need y'all to tap the screen, share the live out. That's all. You know, we're going to support each other tonight. I don't mind sitting here and explaining this to y'all. As long as y'all do me a solid and share the live out, tap the screen, you know, let me know how y'all feeling every now and then, you know. Help me out a lot. Ask questions. Especially ask questions because you might be afraid to ask a question, but if one of y'all brave enough to ask a question, it's probably 10 other people in the chat that want to ask the same question. All right, so you helping out a lot of people by being brave and asking. As long as it ain't nothing crazy, I'm going to read it out loud. So we're going to talk about the stop order. This is the third order type. Sometimes it's called a stop loss. Y'all already know what I use to help y'all understand what a stop loss is. All right. You in the club, aka the stock. You in the market, the futures market or the stock market. Okay. You in the club. I know a lot of y'all ain't never been in the club. Some of y'all been in the club. Let's say bar, club, whatever. Whatever. A show. It don't matter. Security. You have a bodyguard. The bodyguard represents your stop loss. Okay. You understand? Now, when something comes your way, do you put yourself in harm's way? Do you move the bodyguard out of the way and just jump in the way of danger? Some of y'all don't even have a bodyguard. Some of y'all just think you so tough you can walk through the trenches without it. Joe 294 says, I've lost a lot of money by not using a stop loss. I learned my lesson. Tonight, John Bolton 294, I'm here to save a lot of people from ever having to learn that the hard way if they just pay attention. They don't have to pay me money right now. They just got to pay attention. They ain't got to spend nothing with me right now. They just got to pay attention and spend some time. That's it, y'all. The stop order is your bodyguard. It is the bodyguard standing at the door of your position. It doesn't do anything while things are calm, right? It ain't got nothing to worry about. Long as don't nothing go there, it ain't got to go there. As long as the price don't hit that level, your stop loss is not going to get filled. The stop loss is just you protecting your money. It's you saying if the price goes to this level, get me out the trade. Okay? All y'all gamblers, y'all ever did, all my sports bettors out there, y'all know what the heck, y'all know what a cash out is. Y'all know that y'all done been in a bet before and they know that it's finna go in your direction. So y'all got an opportunity to get out the trade. That's the closest thing that they going to get to a stop loss. The only difference is in trading and investing, right? The stop loss is there for when things go the wrong way. Y'all, you don't have a way to say I'm losing. It's going the wrong way. I got a 9-leg parlay and 8 of them is already got an X on them. Can I leave with what I already got? No. So this is not gambling. Okay. This is You can literally have $1 million on the trade and say, you know what, I'm willing to risk 1,000. So I'm leveraging $1 million, but I'm risking 1,000. My stop loss is set to a level to where, yeah, I put $1 million on that trade, but if it ever gets to the point where I only have 999,000, I'm walking the fuck away. Not even 999,000. 999,999. I can say $1. I can say $10. I can say $20. You get to choose how much you lose. You get to choose how much you lose. So why would you lose a lot? Why? Just make that make sense to me, y'all. Why are we out here losing a lot of money if you got control over how much you lose? Once that dawned on me, I would never trade without having this set before I got in the trade. Because if I leave it up to myself, okay, I don't trust myself enough to do a mental stop loss. How many of y'all think y'all got enough control to do a mental stop loss? Again, it's not going to work how you think it's going to work. The second that the price crosses the line that you set, the bodyguard steps in and you get out. No harm, no hesitation, no emotions, no second guessing. So the bodyguard equals your stop order. Okay? Ain't nothing going to happen until somebody crossed the line, until the price crossed that line. Then the order is going to get filled. It is going to act without you asking how you feel about it. Just like a bodyguard. Ain't going to stop and say, do you think I should? No, that's what it's there to do. It's there to protect you. When danger comes, do you move the bodyguard out the way and jump in the face of danger? No. If you do, you crazy. If you do. Crazy if you do. All right, so here's what's happening with the stop order. A stop order is not even going to be active. It is inactive until the price touches your trigger price. Let me give y'all an example on this chart, because I know some of y'all are visual learners, and me just yapping ain't really going to cut it. It's not going to cut it, and I get that. I know some of y'all saying thank you, because I don't understand shit you saying, right? Cool. Cool, I got you. Let's say I think the price is going down. Let's say I think the price is going down, and the red area represents where I'm going to get out at. The green area represents where I'm going to get out at if it go the right way. The red is if it go the wrong way. Essentially, I want to make sure that I'm only going to risk a little to make a lot. That's a whole nother lesson. That's risk to reward ratio. But my point is, I'm showing you that if the price happens to come up inside this red area, there's an order called a stop order that is going to kick me out of the trade so that I don't lose a lot of money. And if it goes the right way, it's also going to get me out of the trade with all the money that I made. But please, y'all, put an M in the chat if you understand that. A stop order sits inactive. The order is inactive until the price reaches that area. The moment it reaches that area, the stop order converts into a market order. Remember, I just taught y'all about the market order? So the stop order will convert into a market order, and it will execute immediately at whatever price is available. The last part matters, y'all. Once it is triggered, it becomes a market order. Do y'all understand now? So it's really a limit order, but once it gets triggered, it turns into a market order. It's a limit order because it's just sitting there. It's inactive. It ain't really a limit order. It's just inactive. It ain't there until it gets triggered. Hey, it's almost like an alert. Like the price reached this level, place this trade. So I'm queuing up a trade. Thank you, Bambi. I appreciate that. So once it gets triggered, it becomes a market order. So what does that mean? It is fast moving. All right. So in a fast moving volatile stock, a stock like Tesla, or a futures contract like this one, like macro, like micro oil, or like oil, or gold, okay, which is not really volatile. I could have said NASDAQ or yeah, SPX is a good example. Thank you. Remarkable Clean Glass. What's happening? I appreciate you for pulling up. The SPX, right? ES. Trading futures that are very volatile or stocks that are very volatile, okay? You could get filled at a worse price than your trigger. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can say this where you want to get out at, but because the price moving so much, it could be moving high and low a lot, right? Not just a little bit, a lot. Very volatile. Volatile means how wild the price is moving. All right. So in a fast moving volatile stock, you could get filled at a worse price than your trigger because remember what we just covered, y'all. The market orders can do what? Slip. Remember that word I taught y'all called slippage? SLIPPAGE. Slippage. David says almost like setting a trap when hunting. When the prey takes the bait, the trap triggers catching the prey. Exactly, David. Is almost, yeah, it is. It's exactly like that. That's a good analogy. So why does this matter for beginners? Because the stop order is not optional. I'm going to say that again. It ain't optional. Stop thinking you got a choice. Stop thinking, oh, I'm finna try. I don't need the stop loss. All I need to know is how to get in. Oh, that's how I get out. Stop thinking it's optional. Not for an Ironworth trader. Not if you want to be a part of the club. Or some of y'all not turtly enough for the turtle club. You're not turtly enough for the turtle club because you think you think using a stop order is optional and it's not. It is not something that advanced traders use and beginners get to skip. It is the single most important tool for making sure that one bad trade don't turn your portfolio into a grave site, into a tombstone. It's over with for you. Finito. Yes, Bambi, it's a must because it's protecting what you put in the market. Why would you want to put money into this and not have a safety net for if things go the wrong way? What are you saying, Sofo, to Tonia? What's up? What you thinking? What you got in mind? What you got in mind? Got any questions about this stop order before I continue? Any questions? Okay. I'm gonna wait a few more seconds because I know it take a while for it to come in. I know y'all learning. Can y'all let me know if y'all learned something so far? In the comment section, let me know if you learned anything tonight so far. It'll help me out a lot, and it'll help the people who just coming in see what type of environment they in. And Bambi says, so where do you get to set it? You get to set it whenever you go to place the trade. Okay, when you press trade, or whenever you pull up a stock, you usually press trade. Or if you're doing options or if you're doing futures, it depends on what brokerage you're using. You place it on the app, or you call them and place it. But this is how you place the order. Oh yeah, Dan, I'm definitely going over that as well. Don't worry. I'm going to go over that as well. All right. So the traders who blow up their accounts, y'all, the traders who lose a lot of money, I just joined. I missed the broke down. It's okay. I'm going to repost the whole replay on YouTube. Just hit the follow button here. Follow me or subscribe to me on YouTube. Hit the link in the bio. Yeah, and yeah, join the community. You're gonna get this in. You didn't miss nothing. You right on time. Okay? You right on time. So the traders who blow up their accounts, y'all, that mean lose the money that they put in there. They are almost never the ones who lost on a stock that dropped. They are the ones who had no stop loss, no bodyguard at the door. What they watched the price fall, okay? Told themselves it's gonna come back, or they got into a short or a put and watched the shit go up and said it was gonna come back down. Either way, they lost the money, felt like it was gonna come back to them, or started revenge trading, or a lot of them kept sitting there while the loss became something that they couldn't recover from. That is not a market problem. They have a mental problem. I ain't making fun of nobody, y'all. I'm saying it's actually a thinking problem. Okay? psychology problem. This is a psychological problem. The stop order is how you remove your own psychology from the decision. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I can leave this topic alone. Okay. Set your stop the moment you enter the trade, not after. That's like getting in the car, getting in a car crash, and you finna put the seatbelt on in the middle of the accident. No, you put the seatbelt on before. That's a stop loss, right? Not after. Not I'm gonna set it after it started dropping. You gonna set this at the entry every time. Are we clear? This is for the people who got the mind to hear it and the spirit to clear it. All right. That was a good way to describe it. That's what's up, Renee Rising. I appreciate you so much for the acknowledgement. Heard. Cool. Cool. New here, hit the follow button. I got 50 people in here. I should see at least, 50 new followers because I only know a few of y'all. Some of y'all is new faces. All right. So now we on the stop limit order. The stop limit order. This is the fourth order type. All right. Y'all learned the market orders, y'all learned limit orders, and you learned stop orders so far. Now we are on to the limit order. Okay, so this one trips beginners up because the name sounds like a combination of the last two because it is. Right? It is. Let me give you an example. A stop limit order. A stop limit order has two prices instead of one. The first price is your trigger, right? The same as a regular stop loss. But instead of converting into a market order, once it is triggered, it converts into a limit order at a second price that you also set ahead of time. Okay, so I'm explaining y'all using the bodyguard example again. Your bodyguard, right? The regular stop order, it will get you out no matter what once it is triggered, even if the price is falling fast. Because it becomes a market order, guaranteed execution, uncertain price. You don't know how much you're gonna get when you get out. A stop limit bodyguard is more particular. He step in at the trigger price, but he still won't let you sell below a certain floor that you set. It's mixed with the limit order. It's like saying, yeah, I want to get out at this order, at this price. I do want to get out at this price, but I want to get out, and this is how much I want to take. This is how much I want to get out with. This is going to protect you from a horrible feel in a fast crash. When the market is moving fast and you're using market orders, your order can be filled trash as fuck. You thought excuse my French, y'all. It can be a bad trade, okay? You realize you made a good decision to get out the trade or whatever the case may be. But in this case, you want to make sure that you're using this type of order because it's going to be you saying, yeah, I want to get out, but I want to get it filled at this price. Okay. Only paper trading and experience and practice can help y'all really, truly understand this. You're not going to get it in one single setting. Some of y'all will, but if you don't feel bad. You're not really supposed to. You're supposed to learn this from experience and from practice. King Poppy says, so what if the market isn't at the price of the limit order? The limit order going to sit there until it's triggered. That's the beauty of it. King Poppy line. That's the beauty of it. It's going to sit there until it gets triggered or it won't get filled for the limit order. So look, the stop limit order introduces new risk. Okay. If the price blows straight through your limit price, without pausing, your order might not fill at all. And now you are holding a losing position and you don't have an exit executed like you wanted to. You wanted to get out the trade. You wanted to execute an exit, but you didn't. Renee Rising says he's speaking about high volatility names. Yeah, because it ain't that hard to get out of something that don't got a lot of volatility. This is also why I told them they definitely need to pay attention to volume, open interest, and whenever something's very volatile. Yes. So this is an intermediate to advanced tool that I'm telling y'all about. This stop limit order, it's not quite for beginners. However, I do want you to hear this clearly as a beginner, okay? Because for a lot of y'all, most of the time, a regular stop order is safer than a stop limit. Do y'all hear me? Specifically because guaranteed exit matters more than the perfect price when shit going the wrong way. Using a stop limit order once you have a specific deliberate reason, usually on more volatile names like Renee pointed out, where you want to avoid a catastrophic slippage fill. Remember I told y'all about the slippage? When you don't want to deal with the slippage too much and you willing to accept the risk of not getting filled at all in exchange for that, that's when you use the stop limit order. Any questions on that before I go on to the next topic, which is the trailing stop? Any questions on the stop limit order? This is like my favorite one. Y'all do me a solid, share the live out. And y'all, if y'all need help outside of this live stream, do not feel afraid to inbox me. I'm here to help you, right? Yes, you. I'm here to help you. I'm pretty sure I can. I'm actually, for sure I can. I have the power invested in me to do so. Okay? You got the power in you to do so as well. There ain't nothing somebody else did that you can't do either. No questions? All right. Y'all know I like to see for y'all to say no. So if I pause after I ask y'all that, it's because I'm really waiting on you to answer the question. It is not a rhetorical question. I really want to know. Okay, thank you, Patron. Okay, cool. All right. Trailing stop. I hope y'all been writing this down or taking notes of some sort. You know, memorizing it at least, but more than anything, practice it. Practice it this week. Paper trade it. Okay. I think I'm gonna start a paper trading brigade. You know what I'm saying? Like a group where I just teach y'all how to paper trade. That's gonna be your initial introduction into futures or the stock market. And you ain't got to worry about losing no money. We're going to do it with paper trading at first. Remarkable King Glass says, no question is a dumb question. He is here to educate you. That's right, Remarkable. Renee says, I would totally join that. Okay, well, everybody that's interested in joining it, inbox me. I'm going to get it started. Say less. So now we're going to talk about the trailing stop. The fifth order type. Trailing stop. This is like the bodyguard again, because it's anything in the stop loss topic is going to be a bodyguard to you. It's going to be a bodyguard to your money. Okay? The trailing stop is the bodyguard, but instead of it standing in one fixed spot by the door, he going to walk with you as you move deeper into profit. As you are making money, okay, it's going to move with you. Let me give you an example. Let's say, again, you think the price is going down. Okay. Now, let's say you're right about the price going down, but you still want to be cool and cautious. Actually, you want to make sure that you walk away with the money, but you don't want to close the trade because you don't know how far it could go. You don't know how much money it could give you, right? So the price going in the right direction, but you got your stop loss up here to protect you if the price go in the wrong direction, but it's not going in the wrong direction. Instead, it is going in the right direction. You said it's going to go down and it's going down. So your stop loss, what will happen is it will trail the price. Okay. To a point where the price will be in the profit and your stop loss will definitely just be right there behind the price. So if at any moment you could be up $1,000 now, the price that went in the right way, you up 1,000, but it's starting to go backwards now in the wrong direction. So if it go backwards $100, you only walking away with 900 because you put your trailing stop at a level to where it's $100 of profit behind the price moving. I hope that makes sense. Basically, the price is moving in the right direction and the stop loss is there to get you out with the money that you made for when the price is going in the wrong direction. Make sense? Let me know if that didn't make sense. You set a trailing stop as either a dollar amount, or you can set it as a percentage. You can say if it fall 5%, 3%. Okay. The trailing stop is always going to stay a set distance behind the price. It's like the bodyguard staying right there by you, ready to act if you suddenly reverse, if the price suddenly goes the opposite way. Again, you set a trailing stop as either a dollar amount or a percentage right below wherever the current price is. As the price rises, your stop price will rise with it. Let me take this off the screen and show you if I thought it was going to go up. All right, let's say I think the price is going to go up and I want to get in right here. And I'm thinking it's going to go all the way back up to here. So now I get in at this level and let's say the price starts to go up. When it starts to go up, my stop loss going to go up with the price. The blue line represents the price going up. My stop loss going to go up with the price, locking in all that money I'm making. It's going up, it's going up. And as soon as the price start to come down, my stop loss will kick in and I walk away with that money. That's better than you just getting in a trade and sitting with your mouse hovering over a sell button or sitting with your mouse hovering over an exit button, thinking that you about to actually do it when your brain ain't gonna. No, you lying to yourself. Oh yeah, you lying to yourself. See, with this trailing stop, as the price rises, your stop price gonna rise with it, and it's gonna maintain the same distance. This is the part that a lot of beginners miss. If the price falls, I repeat, if the price falls, the stop does not move down with it. It stays locked at its highest price. If it don't fall down, it'll keep going up. You get to lock in the money. Okay? The trailing stop only ever moves in the direction that protects more of your money, more of your profit. It never gives back ground. Are we clear? Do y'all still not get it? I'm going to tell y'all why it matters. I just want to make sure y'all picking up what I'm putting down. This is going to solve one of the hardest psychological problems that people have in trading, which is knowing when to take profit on a winning trade. You don't have to worry about knowing when to take profit on a winning trade if you understand how to use a trailing stop. Most beginners either sell way too early out of fear that the gains is going to disappear. They scared. They got out of a winning trade out of fear. Antitoxin says got to be sure to use a platform that supports it. Good point. Good point. Because if they don't, you have to learn to use your brain and manually do a trailing stop. It is possible. You can do this manually. You can do it yourself. You can be the trailing stop. If you in a trade and it's going the right direction, it's going in the right direction for you. And if it starts to slightly go in the wrong direction after giving you money, let me get close to the mic real quick. Excuse me for, I'm finna say some foul language, y'all, some profanity. Get the fuck out the trade if it's going the wrong, if it's going the wrong way. If it's going the wrong way, get out the trade. Get out the trade, baby. And you done made all that money and you just looking at it, you being greedy. Don't be greedy. Okay? I'm talking to y'all because I've made the mistake of doing it and nobody told me. So you should never make these mistakes. I know my dad like, oh, really? Didn't I tell your hard-headed dad that? But look, a lot of people get out of trades because they are afraid that they're going to lose the money they're making. Or they may hold the losing trade. Or they hold, either way it go, they may hold the position way too long out of greed, right? Imagine getting in a trade and then you looking at it, you done made $1,000 and you still holding it because you think you about to make $5,000 today. Or you think you about to make $2,000. So you just holding this $1,000 profit. And now you just sat and watched it go from 1,000 back down to 8, back down to 400, back down to 100. Now it's at negative 200. You done watched all your profits evaporate. All of the above and more, says GTI. So a trailing stop is going to let y'all stay in the trend. You're going to get to stay in the winning trade. You will stay in the trend without needing to guess the exact top. Renee says that's the worst. Yes, it is. Who would do that? Bambi, you are new. Don't, Bambi, you would do that. Bambi, don't do it now, but don't think you wouldn't. Don't think you would. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna do it, but I'm just telling you, you would. Don't think it's out of your reach. Trading will bring this out of you. It's going to make you a better person. It'll expose you, right? It's going to show it. Trading will expose you. It'll show you levels of greed and fear in yourself that you didn't even know existed. Yes, you would want to set your stops, but after you get stopped out a few times, let's hear you say that. Or can you mentally take 70 trades out of 100 trades? Are you willing to lose 70 trades in a row and not give up? Because that's normal in trading. It's perfectly normal for somebody to take 100 trades and lose 70 of them and still make money, still be profitable because of risk to reward ratio, because they're taking small losses. They don't need to win most of their trades. They can literally lose 70 trades out of 100 and still make more money than the person that won 70 trades and only lost 30. Because the 30 trades that person lost, they took big losses. Yeah, he got 70 winning trades, but he lost more on the losing trades than he won on the winning trades. This is risk to reward ratio 101. I did a whole class on risk to reward ratio, so we're not going to do that tonight. Right now, y'all, we talking about trailing stops. And with the trailing stop, you let the trade run and the trailing stop will automatically lock in more profit as it goes. Then it gets you out the moment that the trend actually reverses. Instead of you trying to read chicken bones in a circle. A lot of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. That's divination. Instead of you trying to read in real time, you looking at this shit like the Matrix. You don't got to do none of that. If y'all use this on trades that are already working, once you are in a meaning, like once you making good money and you want to protect the money that you making while still giving the trade room to keep running, you can use this on a trade that's already working in your favor. All right. Y'all with me? So everything I just taught y'all, put a W in the chat if y'all understand it. If you got any questions, now is the time to ask the question. Now is the perfect time to ask the question. And if you are new here, hit the follow button. If you learned anything tonight, y'all, and you haven't hit the follow button yet, how dare you? Listen, everything I taught y'all, the market orders, the limit orders, the stops, the stop limits, the trailing stops, all of them work the same way on futures contracts. And it worked with stocks, whether you buying them or whether you're doing options. The mechanism doesn't change. Y'all, let me know in the chat what you trade. Do you trade futures? Do you trade options? Or are you just an investor, or do you do all of them? Y'all, let me know. Be honest. Don't say all of them if you mainly do futures. Cool. I know everybody should have a Roth, but what do you mainly trade? What do you want to trade? And if you haven't began, y'all, it's time to get started. This is your sign that you can learn it. You got somebody that can show it to you. I'm willing to. All right. We got a lot of futures traders in the chat. Y'all, what y'all trading? Futures or options? Let me know. I know people that don't trade at all. They just buy. They just buy good names, good stocks, good companies. If they want to invest in oil, they invest in oil mining companies. They want to invest in gold, they invest in gold mining companies. Mizelle, howdy partner, how you doing? Bonuit. I've heard futures is easiest, but I'm completely new, so I don't know what to do. Prince Hunter, I appreciate the courage. You can do whatever you put your mind to. Whatever you want to do, all you have to do is make a decision, because you can do either one. And you can do whatever you put your mind to. It don't matter if stocks is hard. You can do that too. Brian just says just stocks, trying to learn options. You can do that as well. You're not trying to learn options, Brian. You are going to learn options. You are learning options. Are you listening to me, Brian? Or are you trying to listen to me? Did I just try to read your comment or did I read it? You feel me? We champions. All right. So, again, there are two things I want y'all to understand. What changes with futures is the environment that those orders operate in. There are two things you need to get before you ever place a futures order. All right. So, I just told y'all about it earlier. Time in force. Time in force. LeBron said, where did you go to college? I got a PhD. LeBron, a public housing degree. I went to college at YouTube University. I want to say Georgia Tech. I want to say Georgia Tech or some shit like that, but no, I didn't go to Georgia Tech. I like Georgia. I like the university. I like Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Notre Dame fan. Nice. I went to California Tech. Cool. That's awesome. All right, where was I at though? Where was I at? Futures. Time in force, y'all. I said it 4 times because I really wanted to click. The time in force decides how long your order stays active before it expires. I'll say it again. The time in force, it decides how long your order is going to be there. Okay? Before it ain't even valid no more. Okay? A day order cancels automatically at the end of a trading session. It will never fill. If it never fills, it ain't going to fill after that because it was a day order. Meaning, I'm placing this order today, and if it don't get filled today, cancel the order. A GTC order, I told y'all about it earlier, a good till canceled order. It stays active until you cancel it yourself or until it fills. Do y'all know the difference now? Everybody should know the difference between a good till canceled order versus a day order. But if y'all just coming in the live stream, or if y'all didn't catch it the first time, I'm talking about time in force. Okay? This decides how long your order stays active before it expires. A day order cancels automatically at the end of the trading session if it never fills. So y'all need to pay attention to the time in force when you place in a trade. Because if it don't get filled that day, it won't get filled if it's a day order. But if you want that order to get filled, whether it get filled today or tomorrow or Friday, you need to put GTC so it can stay active until you cancel it, or if it get filled, then cool. So the futures market trade nearly around the clock, ladies and gentlemen. When you trade in futures, the shit is open 23 hours a day. 23 hours a day, which means an order sitting active overnight can get triggered by news. Some news can happen overnight. Right? It's daytime overseas. It can be moves happening while you sleep. As a beginner, y'all default to day orders on futures, okay? Until you fully understand what can happen to your position overnight. Stick to the day trading with the futures until you know what you're doing. Then you can swing trade. You want to be awake and aware when your orders are live. You don't want to find out at 6 a.m. that some shit triggered while you was asleep. Okay? Second thing I want y'all to pay attention to. Well, first, let me know y'all got that. If y'all didn't get that, tell me so I can go over it. And if you're not learning, please say I'm not learning so I can kick you clean the fuck out of my classroom. I'm just playing. I'll kick you out. I'm going to explain it to you. All right, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to explain it to you like you rode the smart people bus. You gotta be careful what you say on TikTok because they will get you clean the fuck out. I'm just playing anyways. I hope you don't butt hurt or you gotta have tough skin, y'all. Iron sharpens iron. Okay? We're gonna play the dozens just a little bit. Make me feel a little entertained. You know, I gotta have a little fun, y'all. Learning is fundamental. Okay? Y'all cool? I was just playing. Please ask me a question. Don't feel scared. I'm just talking shit. So we're gonna talk about expiration dates now. Expiration. You already know what an expiration date mean. You don't have to be a good trader. You could never place a trade in your life. You know what expiration date on a jug of milk mean? Same concept. You're not finna drink something. Actually, once it's past the expiration date, it's no longer any good. With options and with futures, you don't get the option of saying, okay, maybe I'm gonna still use it. No, it's over with. But every futures contract has an expiration date, just like stock options. Okay, but when you buy a stock, you can hold it forever. So it's a difference between buying a stock and trading stock options. Stock options is you pretty much borrowing the shares. You don't own them. A futures contract will not exist past its expiration. It either settles or you have to close it before that date. This is not optional. It's not negotiable. You got to know your contract's expiration date, y'all, before you ever enter into a trade. Do y'all get me? The same way that you check the milk before you drink it, or you should check it before you buy it. You should be checking the expiration date for the futures contract you in, and you should also be checking the expiration date for the stock options. Before you even get in it, you need to pay attention to the expiration date for the stock options. But for trading, but if you buying the stock outright, the expiration date don't matter because it don't expire. You can have it for forever. You can get that to your great grandkids, and they gonna still have them if they don't sell them. All right. This leads to the last part, y'all, of the show. I'm going to land the plane with position management. The second half of the show, we're going to talk about position management. Order types are the tools that you use to get in and out. Position management is the discipline of how much you put at risk. How you handle that risk while the trade is live. This is where a lot of people lose their money when they first starting out. Not from picking the wrong stock. It's literally from sizing the trade wrong. You don't use half of what you got in your account. You got $1,000, you putting $500 on the trade. This is why this is why I'm doing this class tonight. I'm going to make position sizing very simple for y'all tonight, okay? If y'all don't understand what position sizing is, you will when I get done with this live stream. So again, hit the follow button so you don't miss another live stream. Share the live out, tap the screen and all that good stuff, right? So before y'all ever think about what stock or what contract you finna buy, you need to decide one number first, right? How much of my total account am I willing to lose if this trade go the wrong way? I'm gonna let that sit and I'm gonna let that sink. How much of your total account are you willing to lose if this specific trade goes completely wrong? Because y'all got a high level of delusion coming into the market with expectations to only win and not be prepared or have a plan for the losing side. Yeah. Not how much you putting in. I ain't talking about leveraging. I'm talking about how much are you willing to lose? Those are different questions. Remember I told y'all I'll leverage 1 million, but I'm risking 1,000? Two different things. So beginners only ever ask the first one. Think of your trading account like I've been watching AB them. Think about the box. Think about you like a boxer, right? So if you a boxer's body, you got a boxer's body. A boxer does not step into the ring and let every punch land on the same rib. He's going to protect his body as a whole system because he knows one rib take too much damage is going to affect the ability to keep fighting at all. Your account is the same way. If you size a single trade so large that one loss is going to mess up everything, like one loss is going to put you in a position where you now trading scared, or even worse, you out of money. You can't even take the next good setup because you out of money. You cannot put too much of your account on one trade because if you lose that, you're out of money. You're done. Or now you trading scared. You're traumatized. You got PTSD, post-trade stress disorder. But I'm serious though. Like, no, all jokes aside. Y'all get what I'm saying? You didn't just lose that trade that you lost. You damaged your ability to keep operating. And that is the real cost of you not knowing how to size your position. As a beginner, this the main part you pay attention to. Because I know a lot of y'all never calculated until it already happened to you. All right. So I'm finna give y'all something. This is a standard disciplined approach that you can take. Are y'all listening? Y'all listening? Risk a small, consistent percentage of your account per trade. That's the secret. I just gave it to you. You just got it for free 99. Somebody in the chat said it too. Risk a small, consistent. Y'all know what consistent mean? That means even when you feeling good, even when you feeling bad, it's going to be the same amount. If you risking a small amount, and it needs to be the same small amount of your account per trade, not a small, consistent dollar amount. I ain't telling you the same amount of money, because your account size changes as you win and lose, right? Your risk needs to scale with it. This is why we use percentages. This is one of the biggest gaps between how retail traders think and how professionals think. Okay. Professionals size around risk the whole portfolio. They making sure that they sizing around this risk through the whole thing, to the whole portfolio. So retail sizes around how excited they are about one stock. Retail is the traders like you and I, the beginners mainly too. Okay, if they excited about the stock, they putting all of their account on it, half of their account on it. Too much dip on that chip just because they excited about this one stock. Okay, now how many of y'all got any questions about what I just said when it comes to sizing before you click buy? Are y'all clear? Can y'all type clear in the chat if you understand everything I just said about position sizing? If you have a question about sizing your position, can you please ask the question right now? Yeah, hey, who else got it clear? Any clears? Y'all got it? Y'all understand position sizing? Okay. Now we finna talk about something called scaling in. This is another part of position management, because I know a lot of y'all tend to think of entering a trade as something that is just one decision that you got to make. Y'all think you just pressing buy and you end the trade and you done. Professionals almost never enter into the trade that way. Okay? You scale in. You're going to build a position in pieces instead of committing full amount all at one time. Think about it. Think about it. If I think it's going up and I ultimately want to hold a large position, it's okay to buy a little bit at a time. Imagine you stepping into a pool and you don't know how cold the water is. Do you jump in with your whole body at once? Ladies, what y'all do? Y'all dip that little toe in there, don't you? Y'all dip that big toe in there, don't you? Huh? I don't see no comments, y'all. Y'all still woke? Are y'all woke? Are y'all woke? Y'all woke now? Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up. Talk to me. I only know y'all woke if y'all texting and y'all gotta engage. Engage with me. Okay. So, do y'all understand what I'm saying about scaling in? That one analogy right there should get you to understand what I'm trying to say. The water represents the uncertain, how you are uncertain about how cold that water is. You're uncertain about the direction of this price. You should scale in the same way you scale in the pool. You put your foot in first, you see how it feels, then you go deeper. Scaling in is the same idea applied to money. You put in a portion of your intended size first, maybe a third, maybe a half, right? Depending on how deep your conviction is, right? So you're going to let the trade prove itself that it's actually moving the direction that you expected before you add the rest. If the trade moves in your favor, you add more and you got confidence to add more because the market is now confirming your thesis instead of you hoping it will. We don't trade off hope. Oh, we don't trade off hope. Bambi said, I'm taking notes too. As that makes sense. I'm glad y'all learning because guess what? If you could learn, you could earn. If you could learn, you could earn. But yeah, we don't do the hope though. If it moves against you, you've only got a portion exposed instead of your entire intended size. You may got 10,000 in your account and you about to trade with $1,000 today. And you willing, it don't matter how much you got in there. You willing to trade with $1,000 today. And you don't have to put all the $1,000. You don't have to risk it all, leverage it all, none of that. You can scale in. So me saying, I'm going to say, okay, cool. Maybe I'll just buy 2 contracts, right? And if it start going in the right direction, cool. I'm going to go ahead and get another 2. So now I got 4. You can scale out too. The same way you scaled in. Again, your stop order is going to protect you anyways. You only got a portion of your money that you could lose instead of the whole amount. And your stop order is going to protect a smaller amount instead of a larger amount. So either way it go, you're not going to be mad if you lose. So again, y'all, this is not indecision. I got to be clear about that because I know a lot of y'all sometimes think that if you scaling in, that means that you don't have conviction, but it's actually the opposite. It means that you respect that you don't control what the market does next. So you're going to let the market give you a little bit more information before you actually commit fully to that action. That is a completely different mindset than saying, I got a feeling. Baby, I got a feeling. Baby. It's different than saying I got a feeling. Ooh, and tonight's gonna be a good night. You ain't hoping and having a feeling and shit. You ain't saying I have a feeling I'm all in, okay? I don't want to confuse y'all and start singing and howling like a dog and shit. My point is you can scale in the trade, right? And now I'll focus on telling you about scaling out. Same idea in reverse. All right. Exiting is not something that you have to do all at one moment. You don't have to exit as one moment. You don't got to sell it all. Ain't nobody ever told y'all you ain't got to sell it all? Hassan says about Bitcoin, when I was at 0.30 and it wasn't filled, that was at 0.74. How long do you think it's going to take? Hassan. I bought. Okay, I'm like, what are we talking about? I bought Bitcoin when I was at 0.30 and it wasn't filled. That was at 0.74. Well, that ain't making no sense because when you buy Bitcoin at 0.30, what are you saying? When it was up 0.30%, what are you saying? Be more specific, Hassan. All right, and I'm going to read your comment silently and I'm going to answer it silently too, so be looking for my answer. Anyways, like I was saying, all right, so scaling out, you don't gotta sell all your contracts all at once. If you bought 10 contracts and the price going the right way, you can sell 3 of them, leave the rest. You can sell 7 of them, leave the rest, depending on your conviction, because the price could come down a little bit and you can say, okay, I'm finna get out, but I'm gonna leave some just in case it actually keep going. Think about eating at a buffet. You paid a lot of money to go to this buffet. You paid good money to go here. Are you going to load your plate with everything at one time and eat it all in one sitting? All right. You're not finna do that. I don't care if you're hungry or not. You take a portion. See how you feel. Go back for more if you want. Trimming a winning position work the same way. As the price moves in your favor, you sell a portion. You locking in the money that you done made. All right, you're going to let the rest of the money stay in the position and keep running just in case it actually keep going in your favor. If it keep going, you still got some name in the game. You still got exposure. You still making money. You still got some skin in the game. That's the saying. Yeah, you still got some skin in the game. That's what I heard the old head say. I be messing up they sayings, y'all. So now the next generation gonna hear in the telephone game with they sayings. All right, so yeah, that's gonna help you lock in the money, y'all. If it reverse, you already made money. You already banked something real instead of watching an unrealized gain shrink back to nothing while you froze, hoping for more. Do y'all remember what I told y'all about the difference between unrealized gains versus realized gains? All right, if not, hit the follow button. We're gonna go over that again tomorrow. I'm gonna add that in the curriculum again for tomorrow because I'm running low on time. But again, y'all, the scaling out is where the trailing stop that we covered earlier pairs perfect with trimming. You can trim a portion manually at key profit levels, right, that you decided ahead of time. You can put a trailing stop at the remainder so that it's still protected without you needing to babysit the screen. So you done already got out the trade with most of the shares that you wanted to get out with on the trailing stop. On the rest of them, it's going to make sure that it don't leave money on the table. You already scaled out. Now you're going to put the trailing stop there to make sure that you don't lose no money. When to add and when to cut, y'all. You got to have this information as a part of your skill set for position management. This is going to help you in a healthy manner manage your position. This one right here, I know everybody mostly went to bed on me, but this one is going to actually reveal whether somebody really understands trading or if they just gambling. Okay, so knowing the difference between adding to a position that's proven that you made the right decision, all right, adding to a position that's proven you right versus adding to a position that's proven you wrong. Do not get this confused when you just starting out. So let's say the trade going in the right way and you adding shares or you adding contracts. That's one thing. But if it's going in the wrong way and you adding contracts and you see it's going in the wrong way and you think, let me just add more contracts, that's a big no-no. Hear me tell you it's a no-no so that no. Hear me tell you that that's a dumb decision. Good night, Monique. Because if you do it, you're going to lose money if you do it. Or you rather just hear me tell you don't do it and you just don't do it from me telling you not to do it. No, real talk. Real talk. All right? Adding to a winner. If you add to a winning trade, right? Adding to a winner means the trade has already moved in your favor. It is confirming your original thesis and you're increasing the size because the market agrees with you. That's healthy. Adding to a loser, right? A lot of people call that averaging down. That means the trade has moved against you. Instead of accepting that you might be wrong, you put in more money to try to lower your average cost, hoping that it turns around. Remember what I told y'all about hope? We don't hope. All right. Sometimes it works. I'm not going to lie. It works sometimes. Okay. But when it don't, it hurts. When it doesn't, it turns a manageable loss into an account threatening one. It could have been manageable, but now it's threatening your whole ability to trade. And now you got to go back to work. And for some of y'all, that means putting the fries in the bag. Nobody got time. You want to put the fries in the bag, so you need to be trading like your life depend on it. And that means not averaging down sometimes. Good tip. I've made that mistake, says Antitoxin. You won't no more. All right. When it doesn't, it will mess up your account because you kept feeding a trade that was actively proving you wrong. It was proving you wrong. Think about what it's doing too in your face. All right. So how do you tell the difference in the moment, y'all, without the emotion? Y'all ready? I'm going to give y'all one question that's going to help you. You just got to answer this question. Ask yourself this one question. Honestly, too. Don't lie to yourself. Am I adding because new information confirms my original plan is playing out? Or am I adding because I don't want to admit I was wrong and I'm hoping more money fixes that feeling? If it's the second one, that's not a trading decision. That's, y'all, that's your ego. I got a big ego. It's such a big ego. Yeah, that's your ego trying to avoid a loss that it's already sitting in. Cutting a position, okay? Cutting a position meaning reducing the size or literally closing the trade entirely. This is not a failure. It doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It is data. Okay, it's a lesson to be learned there. The market told you something you didn't expect, and you responding to that information is exactly what a disciplined trader does, y'all. That's what we here to do. That's what I'm here to make y'all disciplined traders. The trader who never cut losers are not the ones who never lose. I'm going to say that again. The traders who never cut losers are not the ones who never lose. The ones who lose the biggest because they let their ego negotiate with the bodyguard instead of letting the bodyguard do his job. Smitty said, I like how you teach, sir. Appreciate you. I appreciate the appreciation. I love it. I acknowledge the acknowledgement and I accept it. I appreciate it. All right. So I got questions, y'all. What do y'all think? Any questions? What do y'all think? Because that's the full mechanics of it. I gave y'all order types. I gave you the 4 pillars of position management, sizing in, sizing, position size, scaling in, scaling out, knowing the difference between adding to strength and averaging down out of fear. So, but let me know. Is anything unclear? What do y'all want me to go deeper on? Let me know. If you want to learn further than what we just learned tonight, if you got more questions, you want to go into the 12-week program. I also have a 6-week program. Inbox me, DM me, let me know what y'all think. Bambi, we already locked in. I think I want to focus heavily on setting my stops. Yes, Bambi. Bambi, I got you. I got you. We already locked in. I'm going to show you how to set a stop in every way you can. All right, when I do the 1v1, you just gotta share your screen, and I will literally walk you through every step of it. How we did earlier on the phone, Bambi. I'll have you share your screen so I can actually show you what to click while how to actually set the stop loss. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for actually listening, taking notes. I want y'all homework is to practice. Set a limit order. You need to practice setting a stop order and a trailing stop in your broker before your next live trade. Practice it. Okay, you don't need real money to practice this. You welcome, Float. Everybody else, and y'all welcome, tremendously welcome. Y'all are welcome. But I want y'all to get y'all hands trained on the mechanics before you need to use them under pressure. If you learn how to do this shit under paper trading, the order types, the real money gonna come easy. There's no excuse though. So if you want to join the paper trade brigade, I can't even say it. I just came up with this shit. I think I'm coming with a better name. But anyways, we starting a paper trading club to teach y'all how to trade through paper trading, right? Inbox me if you are interested in that. Inbox me if you're interested in that. For the rest of y'all, good night, y'all. It's Thursday, August 13th, 1:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna make today Thursday. We're gonna make this twice as good as yesterday. Okay, today gonna be twice as good as yesterday, and it's gonna be half as good as tomorrow. That's right. That's right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. I wish nothing but the best for y'all. I'm sending y'all nothing but love, light, and energy, financial wealth, generational wealth, and abundance. Right? It's all coming y'all way. I send y'all nothing but positive energy. And if anybody want to advance, and if I can help you advance in any way, form, or fashion, inbox me so we can connect. All right, y'all have a good night.